It's Christmas time, and that means it's time for Christmas specials. Neo Yokio surprisingly hasn't been dropped by Netflix because I guess it's cheap to make, and there were enough pseudo-intellectual reviews praising it for being some genius postmodern critique. I already talked about how that was all bullshit, and I awarded Neo Yokio the Worst Show of 2017 award. So is Neo Yokio Pink Christmas, the hour-long Christmas special, any better than the first season? Well, yeah, a little bit. It's still bad, but it's just slightly less bad this time. Now, Neo Yokio still has all the same problems that it had before, except now it's condensed into an hour-long special instead of a 6-episode season. And yeah, that's really the only reason why I like it more. Honestly, now it doesn't really have enough time to piss me off. Luckily, the overall shorter runtime allows the story to kinda feel a little more brisk and snappy. But that isn't to say it doesn't drag its feet, because it still does that, just not as bad as Season 1. Netflix has this special listed as Season 2 on their menu, so I'm not really sure if this counts as a season or not. I personally hope so, because at this rate, I'm only watching it because everyone expects me to. My problem with Neo Yokio is that it always feels like this is the first draft that they came up with. It always kind of feels like the story and the script are just thrown together without a care in the world. There usually isn't really much plot happening, and when it is, it's very predictable. Just like Season 1, most of the time you're just going to be looking at characters who are talking about shit that doesn't matter. The voice acting is sometimes kind of funny, like in the case of Jason Schwartzman as Archangelo and the sales clerk played by Richard Ayoade, who are the only characters in the series that I actually like.
I see. It's not the right time to show you the gift.
All of the other characters are just famous people who got paid to give one take in some shitty Netflix cartoon. And it really sounds like minimal effort is given most of the time. In fact, the whole show feels like there's minimal effort given, especially when you look at the animation. I don't really like shitting on animators because they work really hard, but come on, man. This show still looks like ass. Sometimes the first season of an animated show will look kinda janky, and then it'll get better as it goes on. But even though this special is a third of the runtime with half of the cast, it still feels like it was made in a month. Not to mention the product placement in this season is way more obnoxious. Though I kind of give this a free pass because the show is mostly about material goods, so product placement actually does make sense in the story. I don't know, honestly, your mileage may vary. As usual, there's really nothing being said in Neo Yokio. More Toblerone jokes are thrown in because people liked them the first time, and there's almost a message of Christmas consumerism, but it's ignored as soon as it's brought up. This season does feel like it's about to set up new ideas and themes, but they always get thrown away or forgotten. Kaz's other aunt is brought into the story, and she's the only character in the whole show who isn't obsessed with fame and riches. Now you might think they may use this character to deliver some sort of moral or any different concepts into the story, right? Nope. She doesn't fucking do anything. The whole special has no actual point. Like I said in my last review, some people think that the point is that there is no point. But again, that's not the case because the creators have stated so themselves. This show is still just a vanity project and nothing more. Maybe I hate this show because the premise of it is actually pretty good, and it feels like it just has so much wasted potential. This special has some really cool world building, but the idea here is that this is just a story that Kaz is being told. Any of the ideas or attempts at a message are lost because it's just a made-up fucking story. The ending slightly implies that Kaz is a shitty person, but again, it's mostly brushed aside. Again, a story about a powerful wizard who's also a rich, selfish fuckboy could actually be a really good premise for a show. Even if the animation was bad, if the story was better, I wouldn't even care. But nope, it's being written by rich fuckboys who don't know how to write any depth into their plot. You know, Netflix has a lot of good animated shows now, and in a world of Devilman Crybaby and Castlevania, shows with passion and love put into them, we shouldn't keep supporting things like Neo Yokio. The fact that Daredevil got canceled and this didn't is honestly enough to drive me fucking crazy. I don't care how cheap it may be to make. It's crap. I still don't like it. Neo Yokio still sucks, and I don't like calling media worthless, but it really is pushing the limits of what I consider to be worthwhile entertainment. So I'm giving this Christmas special a 2 out of 10. Watch Devilman instead.
A friend like you is really hard to come by. Neo Yokio is sad and lonely, sitting counting money in my penthouse. I just wish I had a magic homie.